Hi guys, we are now live. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, it's just 3 minutes late. I was down in the office with the team having our morning huddle and then went, shit, office hours, and sprinted back up the hill. Oh no, I can't see. I need to put my contacts in. But I'm all yours. I'm here. Welcome. For those that are new to office hours or to our community, come on in. You're very welcome here. Right-hand chat box is where you can pop in anything you want to ask me. Awesome. People are typing in here. Can you just cool, awesome. Can you pop your questions in here? Can you guys just all let me know that you can see and hear me okay? And P.S., while you're in here, I'm going to introduce you to someone. Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Come on in and I'll introduce you to the girls. They're just online.
Ah, excellent.
Just a quick one, guys. This here too is Andy. Hey, Adam, can you pop in too? It's a bit of boy focus because we normally only hire chicks. But just, I'm not being sexist or anything. No one's me. But for those of you that don't know Adam, I'm pretty sure most of you do. He's my husband. Also happens to be a digital marketing strategist. A bit of a, I didn't tell you this, but you're a bit of a digital god in the States. I was just over there last week, and people kept on like going, "Where's Adam? Oh, you didn't bring Adam. Oh, I wanted to talk to him about like the head guys at Infusionsoft were like, we want to talk to Adam." I was like, okay, I don't know what you've done over there. Adam doesn't quite know what he's done over there. But...
Secret man's business.
Say hi. And this is Andy as well. So hello. Andy has started with the team this week. I've been trying to poach him for about a year, and he has a lot of experience he's been working with small business owners for, I'm going to say, 20 plus years. When he was
that
like
makes
7.
me really old.
No, when he started when he was 7. But he's been working with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot in that small business space. So he's on board now to help a lot with strategy and with getting the best results out of our members, out of you guys. So he wants to be really focused in on the way you're approaching business, the strategy that sits behind that, the way you're scaling and growing. So that's kind of his job. So you may be having chats with him along the way. Adam's always helping out in the group. Andy's been inviting all the groups because the girls are always looking for some hot tips. Anything you want to say? I just put you on the spot.
No, just really looking forward to helping you grow your business. It's fantastic. Just a little personal story. When I was, going through the process of gracelever.com, I was reflecting on, how you grow businesses and who does that. And I was in a supermarket and I was walking along and there was this lady with a 4-year-old child on her hip, like asleep. She was on the phone and she was also pushing a trolley. And it struck me that small business ownership is all about being able to multitask. And ladies do that way better than us. So I actually think not just at small business level, but at every level, women make fantastic leaders and fantastic business owners. And so I really am looking forward to helping you grow and scale your businesses. My sister also owns her own small business. I've seen the transformation in her when she's had success. She went into it with fear, trepidation, doubt. But she's a determined little cookie, and she's not only transformed the household sort of economically, she's got 4 kids, but also just the growth in her and her self-confidence. I've seen how a business can do that. So it's a subject that's really close to my heart, really resonates with me. I'm super excited about working with you ladies. So
fun.
Really looking forward to it.
We just need to get out of our own heads, don't we?
Well,
man,
maybe.
We keep stopping ourselves. And then, Adam, as you know,
everything Andy said.
Can't do that. Anyway, I will let you boys get back. I know you've got a meeting to go into.
Yep.
But I just wanted to introduce you to the girls that were in office hours. You see these guys around. Hit them up with any questions about it.
And Andy will be great at more sort of sales-based type and strategy questions in the Facebook group.
Yeah, if you've got any stuff, you've got a lot of experience in that space. So if you find it hard to figure out how to pitch your product and how to position it and how to connect with people in the market and get confidence around that, another good one of your skill sets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Question. See you guys. Okay. Back to Girl Zone. Okay. So I'm going to start off with my questions. I hope you enjoyed meeting those guys. They've been, pretty obviously pretty critical. My 2 boys are pretty critical to how to do what I do, and that's good. I think it's a question into your files. We're going to kick around questions in the round. In there to help you. I'm here for the next 2 hours, so I'm all yours. Questions you got, and then if you have sent me a question in the portal, I'm opening that up now. So if you did send me a question in the portal, let me know that in the chat box as well. Jump into there to double check it. Don't just assume I'll answer it. Pop in the chat box. I answer in order, first to last, and it is a private chat, so I can see all of the questions, but you can only see your own. So don't worry about asking a silly question. Now I'm going to start off with Sam. Samantha goes first. Come on. Load, baby, load. Refresh. Just taking a second to load. Samantha's got a question about her. There we go. Is it an annoying video in the background? I hate that. I hate listening to my voice. Sometimes I walk downstairs and the girls are like transcribing my videos or editing stuff. I'm just like, oh, no one likes listening or watching themselves on camera. Okay, Sam, going under the office hours questions, I'll just quickly check. Maybe you put it in the identity project. Let me just double check. Results. First name. So for Sam. You're not there, Sam. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Ignore me. I didn't realise your last name was what it is. Sorry, I thought it was something different. Okay, so that's just downloading. I'll just close this door. Thank you. Okay, so Sam, opening up your doc. You're wanting me to check. Ooh, look at this. She knows how to use Microsoft Word real good. Wow. Wow, look at that. Okay, so she's just got her Facebook copy that she sent me. So she's been working through my Facebook training, which is awesome, and writing out her ad. Yep, awesome. So she's starting off with her kind of question statement around kind of engaging and activating point, which is good. So she's got a question there, and then she's trying to connect with them and do a connecting statement, and then she's doing that aha moment. Then she's telling them exactly what it is she's going to give them with a bit of urgency by saying something this week or for a limited time or today. You know, this week we're giving away, today we're giving away, for a limited time we're giving away. Bit of urgency, and then she's really made it very clear what they need to do next. So I'm pretty happy with this. I feel like the question up the top. No, I like that question up the top.
I can add something about this stuff.
Yeah.
There's been a few people who are not getting their ads approved.
Yes.
Following.
We're going to do that on Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah, but it's usually if the language is too direct and highlights a health-related issue. So are you stressed? Are you sick? It can be like, feeling stressed can be,
true.
So just don't be too direct.
No, this one's okay with that. So that's a good point. Facebook's robots don't like it. They're trying to protect their users and trying to make sure their users aren't feeling like they're lacking or missing something, or, they're not feeling like a negative space every time they log into Facebook and someone's like, are you fat? Are you sick? Are you? And the people are like, I hate Facebook. It's got such a negative experience. So while we want to pick up on those pain points in our ads, there are words like, are you sick of, and really kind of negative words. It's not to say that I have used those myself with success, but just be careful if you've got too many of those in an ad, particularly at the top. I know you want to be negative, but like this example is really good, the way she's done it. Have you been working super hard and medication, ... right now? Which is good because it's still got a negative angle, but it's not something the robots would be like, really obviously spin that could make people feel like they're lacking and they're in space when they jump on Facebook. So that's a really good point. Normally it's people in the health that if they aren't creative with the way they talk negative, it can come across as just right, negative. And Facebook's, having some issues with that of late. So it's just about playing around with it. In terms of your images, so she's got some images here that are high contrast. I personally like your top two, if I were you. So I pick one of those two. Families, go to one on the left. If you're going after anyone or such a younger market, go to one on the right. She's got a good headline, and yes, I would put those brackets around the free download bit if I were you. And I would make download capitalized as well. Awesome. Beautiful. Love it. And then she's sending them through to a nice landing page, which is really simple. Good. Awesome. She's got a video script here as well that I like the look of. Lovely. She's going to do it in the cockpit. So she does Bluefoot Travel. She does yachting and sailing experiences and holidays, which look amazing, by the way. If anyone's at bluefoottravel.com. These guys are good. They know their space. Is this going to be one of the Yacht Masters? Good. Good. This is going to be one of the Yacht Masters. I've just seen that. So the only thing I say is at the end, your call to action, you say, if you are interested in joining us for one of our free 50-minute sales sessions, more forward and let them know that this isn't if you're interested, just throwing it out there, say, I'd like to personally invite you to join one of us in a free, just that slight switch will just turn that from a choice to a step. Like, you don't have to make another decision, just take it forward. Does that kind of make sense? So, yeah, I'd like to personally invite you. Cool. And then we'll start. Just to confirm, because I know sometimes that building on the front, it can sometimes be a bit hard to figure out where everything sits when it comes to the back end. Because, let me just bring a little. That was harder than it should have been. Okay, when we have a look at the way that they're moving through our funnel, right? So, from a Facebook ad to the first lead magnet, there's some sort of thank you page, next step they can take with us. This is the front end that they're seeing. But remember, on the back end, they're going into our autoresponder and we're nurturing these guys. So, she's just wondering where her likable ladies fit into this. Here. This is your likable lady nurture with the 5 emails, sending everyone back to here. Okay, all of these emails are pushing them back to that core offer page to go and take advantage of that consult. So this is your likable lady emails. So it's not like they see this nurture, they just start getting those emails. So your landing page, Thrive or ClickFunnels or lead pages will ask you, where do you want me to send these people? And you say, cool, can you send them into this nurture? So this nurture you live in MailChimp or Aweber or Infusionsoft or whatever it is you use, those nurtures will be sending in there, pushing people back to that thank you page. So this is for people that didn't say yes to this right away. Drop down into the whatever this nurture is. So in her case, this page, she was asking them if they'd like to have a consult. So if they say yes here, she should send a really nice email saying that we're going to be in touch, really looking forward to talking to you. Here's a bit more information. Maybe it has a video from Neil again, like another one saying, hey, I'm so excited to talk to you and share a little bit more about this incredible experience. Let me give you a quick tour on here and, just totally pre-frame them so that when they have that call, they're like, I can imagine this guy in my head because I've just seen his video and I've seen him on the boat, and they start to be able to paint a picture and imagine themselves in it, which is exactly what we want. So, and of course, as soon as they enter this nurture, the nurtures before it'll stop. So, and I've got teaching on how to do that either in Infusionsoft or MailChimp because they're the two I recommend, but you can do the same thing in most of them, where if they drop into this nurture, this one stops. Because, of course, we don't want to keep this likable lady emails going saying, book a consult, book a consult, book a consult, if they've booked a consult. So that's the main thing there. That tends to work very well. Tonya is wanting me to have a look through her. I hope that helps, Sam. But, yeah, you've done a bucket load of work there. I don't know if you've literally done that since we last talked, but that's awesome. You should be able to get funnel live in flipping no time. You've done like 3 weeks of work in one, kind of. So well done. Tonya, Tonya, let me just find your emails. Cool. Can you have a look at my Likeable Lady emails? Yes, I can. Awesome. Looking at Likeable Lady emails, these ones, the first kind of nurture that we put people into to give them the opportunity to take that next step. Few things that I'm wanting to see here. First thing I normally scan for length. Ooh, just happened there. I'm just going to close this and open it back up again. Just did things super weird. Quit. Whoops. I look at the length, and when I'm looking at this length, I try and look for any emails that look really long and extensive. And if I do find I want to cut those back, normally if they're over 300, probably a bit on the long side. So I'm looking at these, and I'm not seeing any of that. I'm seeing email 3 is pretty long. Let me just double check that word count. 316. But I'm not too concerned because I'm also looking through the emails, looking for big chunky paragraphs. Can't see one. It's called the 3-line rule. I went and listened to one of the top copywriters in the States, and that he said it was like leading paragraphs. I'm like, yep, that's what we do. The 3-line rule. Like, yep, that's what we do. So it was really good to get all confirmed. But yeah, that big one, the 3-line rule. If there's anything over 3 lines, subconsciously your mind looks at that big chunk of text and goes, that looks like work. And distractions, busyness of life, and the amount of messages that are being pumped at people every day, saturation there is in their day when it comes to advertising. We don't want anyone to read your emails and go, ugh, that looks like work. So you've got to keep them reading by keeping the paragraph short. So she's done a really good job with that there. The other thing I look for is leading paragraphs, which again keeps the eyes reading through the email, where you finish off a sentence with ... new line, ... new line. Plenty of those. Another thing I'm looking for are trial closes. Sounds good, right? Yes. Would you like to ensure family against financial stress too? Yep. So that's another trial close. Where's another one? There must be an easier way, right? Yep. Would you like to learn this system too and stop guessing about your future? Yep. So I like these. So trial closes are questions with a yes answer that encourage people to realise that what you're saying makes sense and they agree with you. And it makes it easier when you ask the next step because they've already basically admitted that they agree with you. I'm wondering, I guess, lies around the call to action. Sometimes the call to action is too vague. So the whole of these emails is to get them to know, like, and trust you and take the next step. So every single email, I have to invite them to take the next step. It doesn't have to be like a whole email of book my consult, book my consult, book my consult. But have somewhere in that email you have to say, hey, do you want to book my consult with a consult? You can't just go through the email without talking about it. So sometimes people don't talk about it at all until the 5th email. No one's to the amount of people you're losing on the way because there is no next step. It's huge. So every email needs action. It needs to be clear what you want them to do and why they would want so it needs to show just a few sentences that need the benefit of taking that step towards you. So awesome. And some people talk really vaguely about the next step, and she's explaining exactly what they're covering in the consultation and telling them like a reason why. If you're ready to learn the skills you need to get ahead, when did money just become about bills and not about fun? That kind of stuff I like. So that call to action is good. Second email has a good call to action. Third email has a good call to action. Awesome. Good. And the 5th email, I want to see really good urgency. She's a really good storyteller too, and I want to take more time to read each of these. I read a few of the emails and they're really cool. It's like, sentences like, I I bought red hand, and I was silently through my kitchen looking through the cupboard and the fridge. Jackpot, and off you go. Like, it's really cool. So I just need to make sure that story relates to your topic. Yeah, no, they all relate to the topic. That's the other thing. Sometimes people tell stories and I'm like, illustrate your product or service. We can't use that. And then the other thing is email focus. It needs to be to the point. It's final. It's about to go away. That kind of a thing. And so that's what she's saying. The opportunity is almost gone. Her urgency is based around a human. I'm offering content and there's so many I can offer. So, which is true. You've always got to have truancy. Next question. I hope that helps, Tonya. Basically, very good request. I think you already had 2 videos in there, so you're looking good. Please ignore my massive need to get my hair coloured and my roots redone. About 3 weeks too late for that. I'm very busy. On Monday. Don't judge me. Jackie, do you have any tips on strategy for Facebook groups? Yes. 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 Okay. So this is what using Facebook groups for your programs, your communities, and your paying people is really important. Using Facebook groups as lead gen, Facebook groups, Facebook pages for lead generation, are more in a Facebook group than they will on a Facebook page, because Facebook pages are public, Facebook groups are more collaborative and more relation than a page. So your Facebook page is like the brand, the image, the credibility. You need fans to like that, have that credibility, but that doesn't intend to be a huge engagement piece in most cases. Telco brands or banks, it's just an engagement piece for people to like hate on you. So Facebook pages aren't necessarily the place where we get that true engagement. For groups, typically people only ever use them for paying members, but everyone in between, all of those prospects, we just have to rely on kind of email and advertising. Facebook groups as a free element give you the opportunity to connect with your ex. If you've got, it kind of only works if you've got sort of a group of community, a group of people coming together with a common mission, a common goal. So I don't really see how this would work in a lot of physical processes, but in service, this is just consultants, personal brand, those kinds of areas, I see obviously. So we're just at the moment go a 4-week strategizing process and chatting the final expert as well next week. One of the course that she's completing by the end of this week about how to increase engagement and lead generation from free Facebook groups. And there's some really cool stuff. So quite a bit is based on competition strategies. So a lot of my girls have had success in Facebook groups by giving away some content, not near as much as you give away in a membership group, obviously, but just giving away some little tidbits, some little, being like super relatable in that group. So and give some trainings, all of that kind of stuff. And getting that engagement happening there, asking questions, a bit of free advice. So I've seen girls do this in the property space, mums, in the health and wellness space. Lots of my girls have done the best in communities, and that basically ends up being a massive way that they generate inquiries and sales through that group. So every time they've got something launching or they've got a new enrollment of something, they put that in that group first. And because they've been generous in that group and been giving some advice and free tips and trainings and stuff like that, they've built up the reciprocal bag. And so you only to pitch your services, no one would join or stay. If that group's a beautiful place for people to come together, share, learn, encourage, and you just pitch every now and then as the person that owns that group and giving people that opportunity, you get to pitch. That's a better way to do it. We're about to do something in the Doers way around the competition. And it's a flipping awesome competition, like the best prize ever. So you'll see coming out in the next few weeks, but watch that space. I'm putting together a training for our girls as well, because I want to do some stuff with the girls in my circle on these Facebook groups too, because such awesome stuff happening in this space, and very few people are doing it like this. So I'd to be on the fourth run this space. So it mainly revolves around giving lots of great value and advice in that group, just at least once a week, jumping in there and giving something really cool. And then inviting people to join you in your program. So I'm sure that you use that group every once a month at least, that you've got some sort of promotion or next step they can take towards you. And then, and it might be coming to your online workshops, it might be joining a webinar, it might be booking a consult, it might be, you know, whatever that is. Competitions, amazing way to get people to share, like, comment, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you, I'm doing a case study at the moment over the next few weeks as we roll ours out and get the results coming back in from that. So I'm going to be showing girls in our community that. A good question, Jackie. But yeah, absolutely space there. I just, they're those 3 steps, competitions, giving you and offering and promoting yourself in there, are the 3 steps that I would recommend. At the moment, I'm going to be able to give you more specifics on that, compared to the Facebook page. The group, more collaboration. You can ask questions, polls, you can do all that kind of stuff inside a group. People just don't engage in the same way on Facebook pages. Next question is from Sarah. Portal, she says. Cool. So her family's successful business, its existing successful business in government-funded, accredibility, workplace-based hospitality training. Awesome. So she's trying to work out how to apply her genius zone to our existing businesses. Absolutely, you can like market the heck out of that. Awesome. Cool. So the biggest thing that Awesome. The biggest thing that I see when you've got an existing business, that a lot of people miss the opportunities and potential of already sitting inside that existing business, and being able to streamline that, get that one humming, get that one the incredible growth stage, which then fills you up and gives you capital and the base and the credibility and the confidence and you know, that cash to be able to then go and do something that's more passive and more online. So in her space, what I would be saying is that it sounds like it's already successful, but I would be just throwing my resources into that right now, making that incredible, to test all these strategies on that, and then that's grown once that's developed. But then you'll be in the position where you're able to have a bit more headspace to be able to go. I mean, there's a few things I could see. It's either teaching other people how to build that kind of a business, build a training institution, or teaching other people with that program, like treating some of those programs online, to have pure online related kind of courses in that space. You've obviously got things around opportunities outside of accreditation, so more, you know, how to market in certain places. So you've got a few options, but I think right now, the opportunity right now is sitting right in front of you in your family business. And it's got legs on it. It's got stuff that's already happening. It's got revenue that's generated, market and brand name out there. Let's optimize that. If I do, I'd be taking all of the things that you're learning inside the program and applying them to that, because you're going to see much quicker traction, because it's already got that established nature, much quicker traction, much better results, because you're not starting from scratch, right? So for you, in that space, I see just being able to work in both RTOs, they like them as a consultant to work on curriculum and all that kind of stuff, and I've also run my own online training programs. So the biggest thing that, if I were you, the things I would focus on would lay around marketing and filling those courses. So I'd look, in your case, probably an online webinar, where it's a 90-minute webinar where you educate them, you show them the opportunities and basically all the benefits that are associated with getting this accreditation. So they're like, yeah, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that, therefore I want your course, right? So doing a webinar on that to try and field in inquiries to be able to sell into the program. Depends on the price point, but I'm pretty sure you're going to want a webinar, because it's probably over a $500 course. So do that through a webinar, and at the end of the webinar, they can apply for a chat with more information about the course. And that will give you all of your leads. And if that can be on autopilot, if that's an automated webinar, Like, that makes life very easy for their sales team and their marketing team. I would then focus on the internal stuff. So you've got two main streams of that kind of a program. One is automating all the processes and the fulfillment, right? So an awesome opportunity there to automate that business. And I don't know how automated it is. Often family businesses are just full of paperwork because they've been running for so long and they've been working in a lot of people a lot of time. Don't have that fresh blood coming in to show that this always done it, but we can literally scale without adding one more human to this business. We could double the revenue without adding any more humans if we just automated this. So I've been able to go into 2 family businesses, massive family businesses that had hundreds of employees, and be able to totally automate and streamline and get them to do it in a different way. On top of that, I see an opportunity in gamifying / increasing the completion rate of your courses. So basically the experience that people have as they move through the program and picking up as people start to drop out and picking up in advance. So there's a couple of events to that. One, the onboarding process and having a look at that exceptional experience that people receive when they pay you that money to join your course. What does that first day look like, that first 24 hours? What does that first week look like? Using email, video and text to engage them in that course up front. Make sure it's just exceptional and they're just surprised and delighted from day one. And then having a look at where are people dropping out, where completion rates having issues, right? Is it after the second month that we start to see a decline, or is it after week 2 or whatever that is? And I'm looking at the moment where we're adding this into the program and helping to gamify that, adding in quizzes and leaderboards and point systems and things like that to encourage completion. Because I've just been reading so many case studies lately how completion rate impacts on profit, right? It's totally about filling your course, but a lot of people think, now that I've filled my course and I've got them in, the content's pretty decent, my job's done. It's like, no, so much business's growth and opportunity lies in making your current students more successful by completing what they originally set out to complete, by getting that done, by achieving all of the goals in the actual program itself. You're not responsible for them applying it and getting jobs and all the other stuff that goes on in their lives. That's their job. But they set out to learn the principles that are in your program. You need to make sure that they learn the principles that are in your program. So that's where I see your 3 main areas could be focused on. Filling up the front end of the funnel through a webinar, working internally on both internal processes, how have a look at all of the manual stuff people are doing, particularly with paperwork, and how much you can streamline that. And then look at onboarding and retention through an exceptional, like you've been using all of my strategies around the way that you write emails, around the way that you record videos and include that human-to-human relationship. The hiccups. Hope that helps. Next question is from Sally Ann. So she's building a self-liquidating funnel. She's going from a free chapter of her book to the full book, to a short course, to a 6-week kind of more advanced course, focused on mindful eating. Now she's wondering, do I send nurturing emails after every step in the funnel? The answer is yes. I know you don't want to hear that because it's more content. I didn't want to hear that when I started. But the answer is yes. So the biggest thing, though, is I don't want you to go and write all those emails up front. The biggest thing, particularly things like self-liquidating funnels, and these only tend to work best if you've already got a brand authority online, you've got the money to be able to spend on growing this self-liquidating funnel, right? Otherwise, I would recommend being more human-to-human and going and doing face-to-face events or doing consults or those kinds of things first. But if you've already got a good following online, then it's usually time to transition to more online approaches. The biggest thing is, and the most challenging thing for any business when they're going online is to try and figure out how to get people to pull out a credit card. That's your biggest challenge, in my opinion. Most of my girls are pretty good at writing good Facebook ads. As long as I show them the right way to do it and they follow my steps, they can normally write good Facebook ads. They can normally get cheap clicks. They can normally get pretty affordable emails. It's the next step of actually pulling out the card that most of my girls underestimate. what you need to give people for them to pull out the card when they've never met you, don't know you, and you expect them to pull out a card and give them cash. So that is the biggest step there, which is why this email nurture is the most important. So I only write the email nurtures as people start getting to that point where they need to be nurtured. So if you're on this funnel and say you got, I think you had 3 more steps after this, 1, 2, 3 after this. If you had 3 more steps after this, then sure, you could write nurtures for each of those 3 steps. And they'd kind of be a version of the Likeable Ladies, but obviously different enough so that if people, you know, they'd be pointing to a different offer and they'd have kind of different content because you don't want to be repeating yourself. But if you've got 3 more steps, what if you launch the whole funnel and you've done all of this work on these steps and this one just isn't connecting? This one you've just got completely wrong. It's not what they really want. They're not willing to pull out a card and pay you for that. Or you've just kind of wasted all of your time doing those steps and they're not even going to see any of those steps yet, right? So I just normally do Facebook ad, the first lead magnet, and the next step I want them to take. And I'll just get that humming and then the next one. As soon as I've got people saying yes now, I'm like, let's get the next page up and ready to go so people can say yes to that. But if you've got time building all of them, I don't know, it's a bit of work. And writing all those emails is a bit of work. Let's not do it till people are actually getting it. I know it's like building a business backwards, but it's the best way to do it. You don't make money versus sitting there and not looking at it. That's why people start looking at them and we'll get ready. Does that kind of make sense? We'll get ready to put those up. Yeah, personally, that's what I found worked best. And you could recycle testimonials. I tend to I usually my testimonials are more broad because if you're helping people achieve mindful eating and living, right? There might be many different products down the track that you end up having in programs and different angles that you take with that. So my testimonials are usually a little bit more, not generic, but they're not super specific so that I can relate that to a lot of different persons, if that makes sense. So it's like more about you and your mission and the impact that you've had on them rather than specifically the product, more about the brand than the product. It just means you can use the testimonials in more places. I wouldn't emails were all different enough and testimonials. I wasn't reading it in this email and in that one and in the next one. Because if someone was just a slow mover and they needed all the emails each time they buy the next product, which a lot of people do, emails before they begin, I've seen a lot of content, so it would need to be different. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Can you have language in a video on Facebook ads? Good point. So my video has pain and painkillers in it, but potentially it's worth a try, and you'll just find out if it gets rejected or not. It's watched nowhere near as closely as the text is. Robots can read email, cut all the words from and just find, like, you definitely couldn't say the word gun, any kind of adult products in it. You could say, I don't think you couldn't say it's quick, you couldn't say make money from home, you could have real killer words and dog words. Pain decay. I think about painkillers. You can't get it out. I don't like to have Facebook project too many of my ads because it starts to decrease the quality of the account, right? They're like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't give you next ads the best possible chance to be approved. So I don't know if that on me, I'm probably trying to do a version without the word painkiller in it. Personally, I think I could use a different word that Facebook has with. I can't tell you, right? Not Facebook. I can't tell you. You could put it up and it's totally fine. Like, no one knows their algorithm. The whole point of it, like, no one legally is allowed to know their algorithm. And the way I learn stuff is by testing it. I used the word million because I was like, I used the fact I made $1 million from my events within the first 12 months. That's it. When I said a big female entrepreneur, they're like, that's cool. So I rejected it in one version and then I just had to get more creative about it. So the only way that was I tested it. necessarily it's not the same for every person. Someone's $1 million in there and there's been approved. But in most, it's better to say. And you get creative, female compared to $1 million, like that's very, very easy to change. But it's just being a bit more creatively say stuff. So you just have to think about Facebook's point. They don't want people going on Facebook just feeling crappy about themselves or feeling like everyone's got I don't know, just making it super spammy and really salesy and heaps of empty promises and too good to be true kind of ads, having some depth and some quality for their consumers. So that's kind of how that works. Okay, Anna. That was Dawn, whoever was transcribing the video. I'm not sure if I said Dawn's name at the beginning, but that was the question. Anna's question. Yes, Anna, those roots are horrific. Oh, I shouldn't have pointed it out. They're horrible. Anyway, hopefully this is not a dumb question. No questions are dumb. Well, some are. No, not a dumb question. So what's your thought about offering free, maybe just for a limited time? Will that cheapen my brand and will I ever earn money? A lot of my girls, online. Can you tell me? Face to face, I'd be a little bit nervous. Yoga guy. Face to face, I'm a little bit doing free consults face to face, unless I was able to close 80% of people that I talk to into a $600 or more and be like, worth my time to do that. That's probably my biggest thing with that. So if they're on consults and it can be 30 minutes or less, I'm a fan for those, particularly before when you're not 6 digit or when you don't have a big following online or a huge email list. Like, I don't need to do free consults now, but like I did heaps of free consults when I was doing stuff. It's just worth the time in the sense that you looked at how many you have to do to convert, and I usually could convert one in. Didn't have that as a lot of the time, like 60, so closer to 2 in 3, but depending on what I was offering, some like 20 grand kind of programs. But if it's those things, every time having a 30-minute chat to be able to sell into that. If I was doing something that was $200 and I was getting 1 in 3, I'm making $80 consult. Makes sense. So yeah, it's about free consults are a great thing if the lifetime, the average customer lifetime spend financially makes sense, and if you can come at a good percentage, at least 1 in 3, if not more. A lot of girls, though, they're like, get me on a consult, and I'm at like 80 to 90%. Like, anyone I can get in front of, I win because I've got a really good product or service. I just need to get the opportunity to get in front of them. So with that, for sure. And I'm not saying you won't do them forever. I'm really not. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you'll do those forever. I'm just saying it's a great way to start up and get the connection. Yeah, and today's video, I think Kirita that's dropping out. Today's video is going online. Not within 1 business day, or 1 to 2 business days, so it should be noon. So you can listen to this then. Definitely. Just making how far in we are. It's in. On tomorrow. Don't put my head down. You'll see my roots. Yeah, so no, free consults are not. I'm just going to make sure the numbers are average customer lifetime spend and that your conversion now. If people do consults to be paid to do consults, you'd have to pay me money to do that. Lauren. Awesome. Let me just have a quick look at this. So she's launching a first course for pregnant mamas. And so she's groups, she's shared via email to her community. She's wondering what suggests the best steps to now fill with, to actually do some proper campaigns to get this humming. Should this be a webinar, or a Facebook ad, or a funnel? It should be all of them. So the big thing for you, Lauren, or do is go to program. Case find is might be down the bottom. 27. Yours is probably self, or you could do events, could do invisible funnels. So you could do like live event online works rather than face-to-face works. So online workshops give you the opportunity to teach you stuff, and then offer the next step at the end. And your can give heaps away, way more than you do in a webinar, because it's going to pay it up now. It's value in advance, so the rest later. The thing with yours is you've got to figure out whether you can, like whether it is the kind of topic you can teach for us content in. For example, doing one the other day, she was a piano teacher, and she's got a really little piano business and wants to take that into online, but it's not like she could do a 4-hour piano workshop online. So her works better when it's like or something like that. So in your case, I don't leave you at the right price point for a webinar. If that's the only product that you've got right now on that end of the funnel, I really need selling $500. The numbers just don't work. The amount you have to spend to fill up the webinar, the show up rate, and then the amount of people that close on the webinar usually works best if the product's 500 or more. So $597, $997, $1497, $1997, those kinds of products. $297 product, I'm normally saying fun. I would normally go from a Facebook ad, so go and have a look at those from Facebook ad and onwards. But again, self-lead funnels usually work best when you've already got a good online lesson. If you just want people to pull out a credit card because you've got a product that you created, that's like a really hard thing to do, right? When you don't have a big trust authority online and you don't have brand presence and they don't already have an understanding that you're an expert. It's very hard to put a product out there and go, I'm an expert, trust me, just cash, have a look at this product. It'll be real, just give me the cash. It's a bit hard to do. But yeah, normally, I mean, if I were you, I'd be launching this through, online workshops. I'd look at my workshop module and do an exact same version of my workshop module online, rather than going face to do same emails, same pages, same pricing structure, same very similar presentation, very similar. Just do them online instead of face to face. That's probably what I'd be doing. Awesome. Cool. The next question. You're welcome, guys. No, Anna, when you're going to do don't ask them to let me call you to chat. Like, I mean, you've got to turn consult, not from a chat. It's not a chat. No one wants to have a chat. Everyone's too busy for a chat. They want to know there's something in it for them. You've got to kind of package it up almost as like a product. So it's a funnel blueprint consult, or it's a dent, or it's got to be something that they know that you're not just going to sit there and pitch at them for half an hour. If it's in this kind of space I think you're in, you're not going to pitch them for half an hour. They're actually going to come, they're going to get some great value, they're going to get a home storage audit, or I don't know, whatever it is, they're going to get something they can take away from it, regardless of whether they work with you or not. Because people are inherently fish, people have very limited time, and they've got to know that this is worth them setting aside time for, and it's not going to be a pure sales pitch. It's worth their time, they're going to get something of value from it. So the way you position it, it's not a chat, it's a audit, it's a strategy session, it's a, whatever that looks like. And we give a lot of cool stuff, and then we offer them the next step as well. But you'll see in the Doing It portal, module 12, it's about how I do sales and things like that. Once I actually get this meeting scheduled, how I approach it works really well. I haven't had to sell for years, right? Because I just, you don't need to sell. If you're genuinely solving some problem and they're your ideal client, you don't need to sell. You just need to match them and say, is this a good fit? And they say, well, yeah, because you've just solved my problem. Would you like to pay me for that? Yeah. You don't say this exact word, but it's like an obvious, yes, you're able to solve my problem. you don't have to sell. You don't have to convince people that they should give you cash. It's an obvious. Okay, next question. Cool, awesome. I'm glad, Sarah. I was just saying how you were. That's good. Do I recommend photographer? Yes. I want you to go to Doers Book, as in DOERS, doersbook.bedoingacademy.com. doersbook.bedoingacademy.com. So there's a few recommendations in here. It's just loading for me. Photography. Just go to photography in the top right-hand box. This is like all of my experts that I like. And a lot of the photographers and stuff are ones that I've worked with in Australia. I have worked with heaps overseas. Kat Stanley, she's my girl in Sydney. She's one that I've worked with in the past that I quite like. So I would either give her a call and I'll have a look at her, what she does. And I just always ask for, because there's so many different parts to photography, right? There's event photography, wedding photography, corporate photography, headshots, all that kind of stuff. So I would just always ask whatever your project is, I'd ask for examples that they've done in that space before. There's landscape photography, there's all sorts of photography. Just make sure they're specialists in what you're wanting. Product photography is very different to every other type of photography. And I've hired photographers in the past that were great for headshots, cannot for the life of them do events or products. Which is fine. I just had no idea that photography was that different in each of the skill sets. Or pop a question in the Doing Academy, and ask the Sydney girls, just, hey, shout out, I don't have any good Sydney photographers they could recommend. There may be one in the Doing Academy. There are quite a few photographers in the Doing Academy. Or they may have, a lot of the girls have worked with someone, particularly for headshots that they love. Awesome. Kelly, you're next. Kelly sent me through some questions in advance, so I'm going into those. Awesome. So I'm looking at your Likeable Lady emails, Kelly. No, I'm looking at your, yes, I'm looking at your Likeable Lady emails. She feels like she's struggled with this part of the process. No worries, let me help. Okay, so awesome. Awesome. I just feel like in the I'm not seeing any really chunky paragraphs. Maybe and maybe even my is probably wordy. The fact that you're 3 lines without like two, and this one should be broken into small sentences, small paragraphs. But book in I'm not sure it doesn't really apply. Doesn't kind of roll as well as the biggest thing is I actually giving me looks like you're saying I'll be seeing in person. You talking. I don't know what the next step is. Remember, biggest thing about Likeable is one next step. Do you want to book an event? Or go and buy one of your products? Or what's the next step? This next step, not just that you want the next step, them solving their problem or their issue. What's the best next step? That's the only thing you should be talking about. I make that really clear. Just that's my only feedback on these, really. Everything else is pretty much done. Only feedback. Go for a consult. I don't know. And I'm getting an email to find out more. No, I'm still not clear why I would attend a consult for you. What's in it for me? So that's the only thing there. Let's focus in on the bottom parts of those emails and make it really clear. People should care about consult and of internal of them and what they're going to get it. Awesome. Hope that helps. That's the only main feedback there, though. Everything else was looking pretty good. You had some good leading paragraphs. They weren't too long, nothing too chunky, just those one or two that were too chunky. You had some trial closes. So, yeah, everything else was looking pretty good. Well done. Next question is from Abby. So Abby's question, she's running a Facebook ad for a half-day workshop and she's struggling to get registrations for it, okay? So she's now followed the instructions in the Facebook training, which was awesome, and modelled me, and she'd love to get some feedback. My target market is small business owners who want to increase their sales without overwhelm and cliche salesy tactics. And I would think the biggest thing, I think overwhelm works in my ads. I would think in your space, when you're talking sales, people have the fear of sales is all around, so sounding sleazy and being authentic and kind of sales. I've got a bit of that. I'll take out the overwhelm. I don't think it's overwhelm. I think it's like, I think they're okay to do it, but they just feel like I just feel very sleazy when they're doing it. Don't approach it in an authentic, genuine way. So, Abby, let me just have a quick look at your ad that you sent through, and I'll see if I can add feedback, because there's a few things that could be, and that's what the troubleshooting this weekend when I'm looking at because whether you've got heaps, if you've got heaps of clicks happening but no registrations, then it's usually a landing page. It's either congruent or the landing page isn't converting. So it's having a look at what part of the funnel is broken. Is no one clicking on your ad? The ad or the demographics that you've chosen? Either you're showing it to the wrong people or you're showing it to the right people in the ads, not engaging enough for them to want to click. Or what if everyone's clicking but no one's giving you an email? So they're seeing this page but no one's email address in? Well, there's a problem with that page. You usually have to work on that. Or they're putting an email in and they're not taking the next opportunity, right? Or it's finalising their ticket or whatever that looks like. So playing around with that a little bit. Let's take a look at her screenshot here. Cool. So just be aware of your grammar. We want capital. We want all your typos to be, or your grammar to be correct. So you've got lowercase I, comma VE. Everything needs to be capitalized. Like when you're saying I've or I, always needs to be I. And I would take out overwhelm. I call it like sleazy sales tactics. And I'd probably do a second question up the top. I don't think your question's honing in right as to what people feel. I don't think they feel overwhelmed about sales. Tell me if I think I'm wrong, girls. I don't think they feel overwhelmed about sales. I think that's the only way to approach sales is to be sleazy and salesy, and that just isn't them. Then just don't feel genuine doing that. And then I would say the other big thing about here, I don't think I talk about money that much in mine, do I? And the date and the time. Double check. I don't think in any of my examples I put the date or the time. I definitely don't. The date or the time, the details in ad, never. And I'm pretty sure I don't even talk about the whole how the payment works. There's just too many details that people don't care about right now. We want them to show, are you interested or not? Click, go through the next page, and that's where you do the details. So you've got all these details that I'm trying to figure out, because you said you mimic my ad, but I can't remember any ad. I talk about how it's $1 to reserve your spot, but I don't go into the details about how at 5 o'clock the second following day you do this. If you don't like it, then you just tell me, but I don't go into any of that. It's just too much for an ad. We're assuming they want it, and they haven't told us they haven't clicked yet. So take out all that extra stuff. Don't put the date, time, location, none of that in there, because otherwise people start getting caught up in that and their schedule, and then they're gone and they'll never be seen again because the Facebook feed's too full. You want them to say, yeah, this concept, this event sounds interesting to me, click, over we go. The biggest thing with this ad too, the thing with sales is is showing them the benefit, the true benefit, them knowing how to sell well. Because them knowing how to sell well isn't the benefit. Them being able to generate more money, increase the freedom in their business, remove the stress and worry of budgets and cash flow in their business, those kinds of things, like having a look at what that actually looks like in someone's life when they know how to sell. Bring up one of your ideal customers and just put in a sentence into that ad. Okay, if you know how to sell, what does that look like? What does your life look like if you know how to sell well? You enjoy your job, you increase the business profit, you get to release yourself into your life, you get to, what does that actually look like for them? Yeah. That's the main thing. The ads just not quite hitting the mark. I would think that would be the problem, not getting enough clicks. And the biggest way to know is if this page isn't converting at 20%, you've got a problem with the quality of the clicks or with the clicks. So if it's converting at 20% or more, then you're good. It's the ad that's the problem. But if you're sending heaps of clicks and you've got less than 1 in 5, 20% saying yes on this page, then it's an issue with the page. So if that's the main thing that I look at. Is this converting at 20%? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm not sending enough people to it. The ad's the problem. So I hope that helps, Abby. Next question. You're welcome, guys. Next question is from Bonnie. My Facebook ad account was disabled. Damn it. They stated my ad was abuse because I said, are you sick and tired of being in debt? Is it better to start a new Facebook account or try and get your banned account reactivated? I always start new. In my experience, I've probably had 2 ad accounts banned. Oh, were they actually banned? I don't think they were. I think they were just dropping in performance. I was like, I think I've been black labeled it. Because I said the word female, which was sexist. So, yes, I start fresh. So it's pretty easy to do. I actually just go and create a new Facebook profile. So I just set up a new Facebook profile. I make myself admin of my page as well so that I can advertise. So I grab my business page, make my new Facebook account admin of that business page, and then set up a new ad account. But you can set up a second ad account within your current Facebook profile. So I'd probably do that first, and if I come into more problems, I'd do it the other way around. But that's the biggest thing. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Rewind this replay, Bonnie, and have a good look at what I was talking about earlier. It was like the first question I was asked, because Adam was in here, and he was talking about that whole when people say, are you sick and tired of, or are you, and using quite negative words. And a lot of the time robots are picking up, are you sick, and seeing it as a health thing. And yeah, it's just, rewind and have a look at the way that I explained it earlier, but it's around, we've got to use negative language in a way that it doesn't feel, it can't be read by Facebook's robots as overly negative. So you just have to be a little bit creative about it. I gave some examples earlier of how to do that. How does Grace do her screens with just writing on them and her voice in the background? Easy. So, let me just have a quick look. She's just given me a document as well to look at. This is from Caroline. Cool. So Caroline, your question is, how do I do my slide shares? Right. So what I do is I build my slide packs in either PowerPoint or Keynote. I'm a Mac user, so I use Keynote. But I build my slide pack after I've figured out what I want to say. And then I use a screen sharing platform. So on a Mac, you could either use QuickTime, or you could use ScreenFlow, or you could use iMovie. QuickTime, ScreenFlow, or iMovie. On a PC, you could use Windows Movie Maker or Camtasia. They're my favorites. There's probably heaps of others, but they're just my favorites. Windows Movie or Camtasia. So you'll see all the stuff that I like recommend in Module 7 of the Doing Academy when it comes to video. No, where's video now? It's just called Video Marketing. I can't remember what the new modules is. I think it might be 6. No, it might still be 7. Anyway, the video one. Or it might be 4. The video one. Don't know. It just says massive video marketing. You'll see it. So go into the video marketing thing if you want more information on how to use any of those tools. But they all have screen sharing capacity. So all I do is in the top corner, I just hit screen share and it starts recording my screen and my audio. And you can record your face and have that in the bottom corner if you want as well, but I just usually record my screen and my audio. And then I press play on my presentation and I just click through while I'm talking. So I'm like, welcome to this training on blah, and as I go through the slides, I will talk over the top of it. At the end, I press stop record on my screen recording software. And that works really well for me. And then I normally, it puts it into like a video file, and I just cut off the beginning and end where I was like getting ready to press play, and when I finished and went and, you know, stopped recording, I just usually will cut off a couple of seconds on each end, and that's my video. So the fun take, I don't know, half an hour to do it, and then it just gets really quick. And you literally have like 3 minutes of editing every time you're doing the video. It's like hardly any time at all. It's just basic teaching. Cheryl's question. Cheryl should like feedback. I have no idea what on. She's like, I've been trying to make it so good. I'd love some feedback. Any advice would be so helpful. I know work, but what am I getting advice on? Okay, just downloading. We'll let that download. 3/4 done. We'll give that a second. Cool. Oh, hold on. Open. Cool. Yes. The only thing with this, I should try and see if I can change my templates because ClickFunnels is doing this. Like, the only thing with ClickFunnels templates is at the moment the buttons, sometimes the buttons will rows in front. It's supposed to have 2 rows. It's supposed to have 1. It's a bargain system that it's doing to my templates that I've made. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get rid of it. Basically, and you need to change the footer at the bottom. The first two is someone else's footer. Basically, those arrows, if you just click on the button, go into advanced and scroll down, you'll see an option that says button icon, and just hit the little trash button. You click on the button icon and hit trash, and that'll just make sure you've only got one icon, which is the arrow. So you have one arrow that's sitting there, and another one for you, Cheryl, is on the bottom of the page. Love the topic. Awesome. I like the plus thing. I'm just not so sure about the nutrition and the exercise bit. I like the self-care bit. You're in a saturated space. There are a lot of people giving advice on nutrition and exercise. Why is yours better? Just telling people what your body actually needs. It's just another person telling me what my body actually needs. Just have a little bit of difference, a little bit of uniqueness about the way that you talk about nutrition and exercise. You know, and if it's a little bit of polarity, like my mind would be why social media sucks, you know, and how doing it in a different way. I don't believe social media is a time killer. Personally, you should be using it for a business sense, you know, and that's the angle that I go from, because it makes it stand out and makes me somewhat different in the market rather than just saying the same stuff that everyone else is saying. That's the only thing there. I like what you've done with the plus bit about self-care, but I feel like nutrition and exercise are too cookie cutter and aren't exciting enough for me to go, yeah, this is going to be cool. This is going to be my style of nutrition and exercise. I align with her. I like what she's saying. Or, you know, and I know you can't go into heaps of detail, but there's kind of not enough of a hook on that for me to go, this is different. This is cool. I need this. That's the only thing with that one there. Otherwise, everything else on that's looking good. Okay, now Debbie is wondering, I've created my lead magnet. Awesome. How to link that when email put in that either ClickFunnels or Magic or Manifest instead of Facebook. Yes, so the biggest thing, I'll just open the screenshot you've given me. So that's the one for you, Debbie. I just want you to go into settings and hit, the button doesn't make sense to me too with your logo and your color scheme, the color of it, and that black background on your checklist and your photo doesn't work. So let's try and make sure that's just send that to a graphics, someone in graphics, so that we can actually make that look good, because that looks really, it just cheapens the brand, which I don't want you to do. And tips on how to get started, again, way too vague. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. Yeah, so lots of work needs to be done on this page. No idea what it is you're offering. Are you ready to find out key tips on what? Key actions that set you up for rewards? Huh? How to get free exclusive gifts? What? You know, none of those seem to... And are you ready to see how to live a chemical-free life? Cool. Kind of get a little bit more now about what you're saying, but tips on how to get started. So we need to be able to go to this landing page. Maybe your Facebook ad had all of this content in it, and so that people actually know what you're talking about. But anyone needs to be able to go to your landing page and go, I get what she's talking about, and without having any background context, know exactly what it is they're getting and why on earth they should trust you enough to get it. So playing around with the graphics on that page so it actually looks like professional with the graphics, and then just way too vague in what you're giving them. And take out that oil charm thing at the top, because that kind of doesn't work as well. Then in terms of where you deliver it, so the checklist, so that page is this one here. When they enter their email, they're just going to go straight through to the next page, and your next offer will be there, right? The checklist is going to be delivered in an email. So in ClickFunnels, you're going to say, hey, ClickFunnels, can you please send everyone who fills out this landing page, it's under integrations in the top menu. Under integrations, can you send everyone into this, you know, whether it's using MailChimp or whatever it is, into my Likeable Lady nurture. And so in the first email in your Likeable Lady nurture, you'll insert that checklist. You'll attach it, or you'll upload it into WordPress and include a link to that WordPress upload, either or. So, yeah, but I would spend more time on that Facebook landing page first. I can't see that converting the way it currently is. So you just want to make some tweaks on that. Next question is from Sally Ann. I'm new to videos. I'm wondering, where's the best place to upload videos if you want to keep them private for your online courses? Do you need a paid Vimeo or just a YouTube account? I use a paid Vimeo, and it's really cheap. It starts at $6, so it's really cheap. YouTube, there's just too many things around sponsored posts coming up, suggested videos of your potential competitors at the end, the tracking reporting, you don't have statistics on who's watching what video and for how long. So I just think it's totally worth using Vimeo. You'll find more details on that in module 7 of the Doing Academy, the video module. It says where to upload your videos and how. And you'll see exactly in there, I run you through exactly how I upload my videos into Vimeo, because that's really important. You need to be able to upload them and set the settings right so that you've got heaps of reporting and tracking, but you don't, they're private and they're locked so that only people with paid access get access to your paid videos. Really important. Good question. Next question is from Emma. No. Cool. Hold on, I'm just looking. So next question is from Loretta. Yeah, so in your case, Loretta, she's just wondering the way she should approach her business, and she's wanting to know, should she go through a self-liquidating and start to sell online courses, or should she go towards more consults? Consults and human connection and time is much easier to sell than online programs. So if you have no experience of selling online, go towards selling your more human programs before you pull yourself out completely and try and sell them without you. So definitely always I would go through more of a consult style funnel. So I know you're in the Identity Project, Loretta, so choose the consult funnel and try and fill up your calendar with free consults so that you can sell your 8-week courses, or you can sell high-end coaching programs, or you can sell those kinds of things from that initial complimentary consult. That's how I'd be doing that. Leela, I'm trying to decide between the e-commerce competition funnel or the free sample funnel. Cool. So, no, the free plus shipping only works best if it's a physical product. That's the whole point of free plus shipping. Otherwise, it makes no sense. The whole point is that they pay for shipping and handling. If you're not shipping them anything, they can't pay for shipping and handling. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how you have to pitch it. So, yes, go to the competition funnel then in your case, if you don't have anything small that's low cost to you but high perceived value to them. Okay. Next question is from Kim. So Kim is asking, she's a personal stylist, a health coach, and she's got an online package that she wants to sell for $900. Her main thing, though, is that she's got a private Facebook group that's just started out and she hasn't got a community built up in there yet. Would she be better taking that off initially and charging less? I think what you're saying is that your add-on is that their membership to the Facebook group. So a Facebook group don't see that as a huge value add. It actually is in real life, but people don't pay for Facebook groups. Legally, Facebook doesn't allow you to have people charged for Facebook groups. But it's like an expectation of a program, not a amazing bonus in a program. So it definitely can't stand alone. People don't expect to pay for Facebook groups when they're part of a community. That's an expectation. So there has to be a whole heap more around that if you want to add that on. But what I'm thinking you're saying is that there's other things in there, not just the Facebook group. There's like online programs and coaching calls or weekly stuff or webinars and extra things like that in there as well. And if that's the case, then cool. And your main thing where you're like, I'm trying to build a Facebook group, but it hasn't got members in it yet. Should I just leave that off for now? If you leave it off for now, you'll never be able to fill it. It's at some point, you've got to have people start to join your Facebook group. And at the beginning, it's always going to be the beginning. It's always going to be small. That's okay. Get your first however many people in there. Get your first 10 to 20 people in there through contacts, your email list, friends and family, or whoever you can get in there. Friends and family that are in your ideal client, like, right? So they're actually going to get value. They're not just in there, your mum doing you favours, right? They're actually going to be people that are going to contribute and get good value from the group. And I always start off by, putting them to this is a space I'm actually going to be giving away heaps of information, and you just got to be super generous, particularly when you're starting out in there. Give you away heaps of information, free advice, that kind of thing. I'd love you to join and be a part of this community and get support in this. And you just need to post like 3 times a week at the beginning in those groups that are attached to paid programs, and just post 3 times a week, get people engaged in it, ask questions, do polls, and then let the group just organically grow. It sucks at the beginning with a new Facebook group. I had the same thing when I started the Doing Academy, because like every other group out there, Doing Academy one day had 1 member in it, and it was me. And it's really hard at the beginning. But then it's just, you don't even have to think about it after a while. It just grows. If you're selling your program, the Facebook group just continues to grow and grow and grow, which is great. Not that you don't think about it, but that doesn't become a concern. Filling your Facebook group doesn't become a concern. Okay, the next question I've got here is from Yania. So, she is offering, I have absolutely no idea what this is, virtual tours for businesses. Don't know what that is. Face-to-face interviews with local business owners is what she's wanting to do to find out if there is a pain point there that she's learning how to solve. Can you tell me? I have absolutely no idea what a virtual tour is. Is this like where you go into a business and, like, I was looking at one the other day where it was an agency, and when people get in for a concert, they got a video and they're like, hey, come to my office, come to my studio. I want to like welcome you. I'm so excited to be talking to you soon in our consult coming up. This is a perfect thing to do if you have consults. Can't talk to you soon in our consult. Their consults are face-to-face. So, like, I just wanted to introduce you and show you what's going to happen when you come in. So come in. This is the building. They show the building. Come, we're up on the floor. We'll head upstairs. Follow and they're like, okay, so here's reception. Linda here's going to be checking you in. Say hi, Linda. You know, and then we're going to go out to this back room. And they kind of had a virtual tour of the workplace, and you can do a thing even in consults. Video of you sitting down at your computer, and you're like, hey, I'm so excited the consult coming up. Have your video in the screen from here. Got a consult coming up now. Here to discuss this cover. Add value. Can't wait to see you. Make sure you do this preparation in advance. Blah. You know what I mean? So if it's that, that's really cool. I don't know. Are you doing the videography of that? If that's what you're offering, this survey is good. I feel like some of these questions don't need to know the answer to, though. Good. One of her things is, do you know what a virtual tour is? I reckon that's what it is. I have absolutely no idea. So this is going to be so enlightening for you, this survey, because you're going to meet people like me giving you responses going, what's a virtual tour? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Whereas this concept, obviously, it's really familiar to you. You've done research. Cool. Awesome. I feel like the About You section up the top, a few things in it that I don't think you need to know what sources influence decisions. I think that's really helpful. And I think marketing and do you want to improve your marketing strategy is the same thing. So I'll take one of those out. Or what would you like to improve? I would take out I would take out what's influenced your marketing decisions. The rest are really good. Because, yeah, that's really good. I have absolutely no idea what a virtual tour is. So how in 10 words from that survey and the responses to you, you'll need to know in 10 words you can explain what a virtual tour is so everyone goes, oh, cool. Yeah, I'd like a virtual. That makes sense. Cool concept. You're welcome, guys. Next question is from Shatana. I've only got 3 questions left. So we're only not. Shatana, can you give me some feedback? I lead map. Do you feel I'm giving too much information away? I'm probably going to be saying no because I don't think people giving too much information away. I like to keep it all in and then wonder why it's hard to make money and get people to trust them. So you know, but I'm going to help you. Cool. It's just downloaded. I'm just going to have a quick look at it now. And yeah, we do have a limit to only uploading one file. So you can put as much kind of as you want into that file, but only one. Because I've had people in the past upload like 16 in one question, 16 attachments. So no, that's not okay. Cool. So I like what's going on here. I feel like it's not enough. It goes too salesy too early. So, and the logo on the top right-hand corner, I don't like that. I have an issue with when people just like paste a logo where it's not transparent or it doesn't kind of work where it's pasted. It's just a design thing. Everything else looks really good. But take the logo out of the top right-hand corner where you've just pasted it on the image. It kind of doesn't work for me. Just being honest. So, where's the call to action? I mean, and there's a call to action. Where's the way that they book? Can't see how they book. And it looks like there are 2 retreats. Are there 2 retreats? So I'm a bit confused at the bottom bit. It looks like there are 2 retreats. Otherwise, it's a week-long retreat. And that's, you just haven't said it, but that's the start and the end date. I think there are 2 retreats, though. I think. And I don't know how to pay you. I'd like a link. And if the link's down at the bottom, it's cut off. Then the other thing, can we spend a bit more time on giving first before we start selling? So the lead magnet is the first step towards adding gear first. And I don't even, like, I would say, I would make it more engaging. Just got to avoid the huge pitch up front. Is think about them on Facebook. You come to your yoga retreat. Let's think about one of them that relates, is coherent with and congruent with our brand. Rather than saying why you need a yoga retreat, why not at these first pages, like explain those 3 reasons why they need it, and then let them an audit or something. They can decide whether they actually need a yoga retreat. Are you feeling blah? Rate on 1 to 10 if you're, blah. How much time do you spend on self-care a week? Or I don't know, just like so it's an actual engaging, results-focused, almost downloadable. So it doesn't feel like a pure pitch. And then after they've done it and they've analysed it, yeah, actually, I'm highly strung. I need some time out. I need to put some self-care in. I need to rejuvenate. Then, hey, next 2 pages just happen to be about the upcoming retreat. And the fact that we've got very few spots available. And here's the big, in bold, massive next step that you need to take, which is booking. And here's the link or the exact way that you do that. That'll work much better. You're close. Just those few tweaks, you're close. Just not quite yet. Doing well. Good start. You're off to a good start. And then last 2 questions. Yeah, the book to action bottom is book to action button is really small at the bottom and half of it's cut off. And it is a week long. That wasn't clear at all because it didn't have anywhere start or end or anything like that. It just had the 2 dates. And so it did look like there were 2 retreats. But yeah, just make those tweaks and we'll be good to go. Emma's question is around, you're going to struggle with this. I feel like this is going to be way too sensitive for Facebook. This is going to be hard. Emma's wanting to advertise to people who have lost a loved one 6 months to a year ago. I'm sure to this Facebook ad to see what you're going to be talking about. She doesn't want to get them 2 weeks after because they're still in shock. It needs to be between 6 months and a year later. That's very hard to do. I don't know what the image that you've attached. The images. Facebook can't retrospective interests for a different times of life, but can't pick up that. I had someone similar who wanted to help people write stories about their cancer, people that had terminal cancer stories. You can't advertise that on Facebook, unfortunately. It's far too sensitive. It makes my heart break about it. Unfortunately, you find it very hard approved. I designed them yeah. You can't find interest based on when a loved one died and make sure it's 6 months after. There's no way to do that. No. There's no demographics for that. And I kind of think it's a good thing. Otherwise, it's a very sensitive space. And I think it's good that Facebook doesn't have the demographics for people based on death, personally. So you're probably going to want to go blogging, go SEO, go social media post kind of stuff. Go straight to Facebook advertising. Put it in the group, put it in the Facebook group and see if anyone else is in that space and has experience in doing that. But I any experience to selling things that relate to death, unfortunately, probably this might be a blessing for me because it's a really horrible space, but I know also a really rewarding space. But yes. Question from Lauren Buck. Hi, Lauren. So cool. Okay. You know what you're to do, Lauren? I want you to do yoga, face-to-face stuff. Yoga class, I want you to do works. Because you're saying how ever since when you launched your program, the space changed a lot now. You did the market do a validation test, the whole event, and realised that all of the competitors are way cheaper than you. And you're like, should I divide my price by 3? I was having this exact same chat with someone yesterday in the training kind of space about her fitness program. And her fitness program was $49, and everyone else in the industry, and everyone in the industry is like, no, this was $49 a week. Everyone else in the industry had to be $6-7 a week. No one will buy your course because everyone in the industry given the value of online courses. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't pay more. I'm just saying people won't pay more. I'm aware that her course is putting years onto someone's life and revolutionary and something that most people should think that will actually transform their wellness, family, their financial future, transforms everything when you look after health and wellness. But unfortunately, the market will tell you how much people want to pay for health and wellness. And that's all you've got to go on. Just because you think it should be worth more doesn't mean it is, unfortunately. So, Lauren, I feel like you're in a similar space where you're realising that people in this space are super, super competitive on price. And there's 2 ways to win, price or quality. But in your place, if you're going much more above, like you've got to be the cheapest or the best, but even if you're going much more above the cheapest, like you still have to be close to the cheapest. You might not be the actual cheapest, is pretty good. And if you're not, if you're selling a program for $10 a month because you're trying to be in that same price point that everyone else is in, you can't monetize that. It's going to be really hard to monetize. Your value ladder, you can't monetize $10 a month memberships. Your value ladder has to have more upsells that are just amazing that people are taking advantage of. A fair money out of that. $10, everyone being worth $120 a year, that's going to take you years to make money out of that. Does that make sense? So, and more advertising tend to fill it up quickly at the beginning. In your case, what I would like to do is build up your brand presence by, like, I'm just having so many girls have success with focusing on the face-to-face first and just nailing that. So doing face-to-face, doing $49, doing those kinds of things, to face, doing your Google Maps optimization, doing those kinds of things. Decide if you want to go down the road of doing like treats, events, that focus, or having a studio where you do classes and weekly, right? Because there's 2 options there. But yeah, you can do events and where the workshops and sell into a 3-day weekend retreat, which can be super profitable and lucrative, and you can love the heck out of that. You do that well. Or you can set up a practice in a studio and work on foot traffic, right? That's more working on Google retargeting, AdWords, Maps optimization, and SEO, and then sending some local awareness Facebook campaigns to the physical premise. But you've got to have a physical premise to do that, obviously. So there are your 2 angles. It's just that if we get you to grow, like exactly what I did, right? I didn't do one for like mine was an accident. I grew a $1 million brand and a multi-million, and a following of like, I don't know, 30,000 people and 60, 70,000 emails through workshops first before I transitioned into pure online. Right? And it didn't mean that I was selling online courses. At those workshops, like getting into those people, you can get your first 400, 500 there by selling those at your events as well. And at your weekend retreats, they all join your programs, right? But to sell cold online at that price point and end up taking a while more expensive. Does that make sense? I wish I could say a course up there in a really saturated market. It would just be sweet and we'll buy it, even though they don't know you yet. But it's a tough gig. And sometimes it works, but all the time it's through face-to-face first. Workshops are a perfect first step for you. Or, yeah, probably do workshops. And once you've done your face-to-face workshops, there's no reason why you can't transition that and do online workshops. Yeah. Yeah. That's the main approach I would take to that. I hope that helps a bit, Lauren, with where you're at and the testing that you've gone through. And Oh, you just came in, Lauren. Did you hear my answer? I just was literally answering your email. I just answered it. Hopefully you did. Or did you only just get in? Let me know. Okay, I think that has answered the questions that I have received, which is handy. Any more? Oh, just the last bit. Okay, Lauren, can you replay it? Because it was really good. Can you replay it? Can you just jump in tomorrow to the replay? That'd be great. I'll make sure that the girls, I'll try and get this up straight away actually, and the question by question breakdown will take, someone manually goes through in my team and gets all the questions out of it and records them below. Just skip the end. I'll get it put up to date at the end. Thank you. Wonderful. Awesome. I hope that's helped, guys. I'm just looking through. I can't see any more questions, so we can all have an early mark. It's only 15, 20 minutes early. We can all have an early mark. We'll let you head off and get back to work. Enjoy your days. Enjoy your loved ones. Have an amazing weekend this weekend, guys, as well. And for those that are joining on Saturday in the advanced Facebook workshop, it's going to be a lot of fun. Check the Facebook group if you're not sure what I'm talking about. I have to send out an email. I forgot to do that. I've got to send out an email because a few ladies will ask me for the link again. So I'll get it in your inbox as well today to make sure you get it. That's all I got to tell you. You are welcome, guys. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And I will talk to you soon. Great week. Bye.